Hello, hello, amazing entrepreneur. It's Tash Corbin here and welcome to another episode of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. This is episode number 318, which means you can find all the relevant links and show notes for today's episode at tashcorbin.com/318. In today's episode, I'm going to give you 3 things to do when you're feeling tired, a little worn out, you maybe have had enough of this business game, and you want to make sure that it doesn't turn into a long-term disconnection, feeling disenchanted about your business. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit tired, a bit done with it all, maybe even you've got something and you're a bit sick, then this is going to be a super helpful episode for you. Let's dive on in. I'm Tash Corbin and this is the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. So it might seem really obvious, but the first thing that I want you to do when you are feeling tired, sick, unwell, or burnt out is to rest. We can get so caught up in thinking that the rest will be available to us later. I'll just do this, I'll just do that, and then I'm allowed to rest. We need to get better at listening to our bodies and actually doing what our body needs. And if your body is feeling like it's tired, if your brain is overloaded, then learn to be a good CEO, a good boss to yourself, and give yourself the time and space that you need to rest and recover. Sometimes for me, the most powerful rest I can take is to go for a bike ride because I'm mentally exhausted, not physically exhausted. Sometimes I need to lie on the couch and watch funny TikToks. Sometimes I need to actually go to bed. And the more that I practice listening to what my body needs, the better I get at understanding exactly what it is that it's looking for from me and meeting those needs. The second thing that I want you to do is to get really clear on what your bare minimums in your business are. And as much as possible, take care of those in advance. So when I start my day, every single day, I know the 3 things that I need to get done that day as a bare minimum. And I also know whether they need to be done exactly today or if they could be moved if I'm not up to it. And my goal is to get those things done as quickly in my day as possible so that if something goes awry at the end of the day, or if my energy starts to fade, or if I just start to feel a bit itchy and I want to go off and do something different and fun, that I feel confident and comfortable my minimums are taken care of. Now, something that I do, which I got from the amazing Jo Bendel, and we'll link to her in the show notes, is the Mighty 90. So when I was part of Jo's amazing membership, we had this thing that we did, which was the Mighty 90 each day. And that's 90 minutes of focused time working on my business. And so I, as much as possible, do a Mighty 90 in the morning. And in that Mighty 90, I know exactly what needs to be done for the day to keep myself focused and strategic, so that if I am feeling a bit off in the afternoon, or I have a heavy lunch and think, you know what, I'm just going to go on a bike ride, I can do that without guilt, without freaking out, without worrying that I haven't got my minimums done for the day. Now, understanding your minimums for the day comes from practice. You will not magically know what they are, and you will get them wrong a lot of the time, but you won't know what's wrong until you try it. You won't know why that was not part of your minimums until you actually make some commitments. So have a think about what your minimums are each day in your business. Make a note of them. I used to have a laminated piece of paper with my minimums on it on my desk, and I would use a whiteboard marker to tick them off every day because I couldn't hold that in my brain. I would forget, or I would dismiss something as, oh, it's not important today, I'll just do it tomorrow. And whenever I find myself in a space that I'm not hitting my minimums, I'm not getting those basics done each day, I can bring the laminated piece of paper out again and just give myself the structure I need to be able to nail it. Particularly for myself after having my surgery last year and really struggling with my recovery. Also, when I was sick with COVID earlier this year, it was really helpful for me to have that habit of knowing exactly what my minimums are each day so that I can tick those off and rest without guilt and without worrying that something is going to fall off. If there was something that was on my minimums that I needed to move because I couldn't get it done that day, I just shifted it in my calendar a few days ahead so that I didn't have to keep carrying it around in my brain as well. So find ways to make sure that you've got those tools and those resources behind you so that you're not carrying so much in your head each day. For me, that has made a significant difference to how confident and comfortable I feel with resting when I need to. And then the third thing that I want you to do, if you're feeling a little burnt out, if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling tired, is to boundary up your time. I love setting alarms. I even have a little productivity cube that I use these days for whenever I want to set a little timer for something. So when it comes to sending out my newsletter each week, I have a 15-minute timer. If I'm putting more than 15 minutes into sending that newsletter out, I haven't done the prep work to make sending that email easy for myself. If I'm spending more than 30 minutes answering questions in my paid group program groups, then chances are that I have either let it go for too many days or I am not being clear on something. And so people are all asking similar questions or getting caught in the same space. So for me, it actually helps me to really zoom my workday right down into focus time simply by setting that boundary around time. Now, when I first boundaried my time for my newsletter, it was an hour. I give myself an hour a week to create and send my newsletter. As I stuck to that, it helped me to see what do I need to prepare in advance so I could do this faster. And the shorter I made the time, the more likely I was to hit that time frame. So I love the Pareto principle and Parkinson's law used together. Pareto principle says 20% of the effort gets you 80% of the way there. So I'd rather just put 20% in, get it 80% of the way there and get it out than spend hours and hours finessing those last little percentages. And then Parkinson's law says a project will expand to take up the time that you allocate to it. So if you allocate 4 hours a week to putting your newsletter together, it will take you 4 hours. If you allocate no deadline to getting your newsletter out each week, you're just going to keep doing it till it's done, it will keep expanding and expanding. So by boundarying up your time, you will actually increase the likelihood that you will stick to that time limit and you will be far more efficient, and it will focus you in on the 20% of effort that gets you 80% of the way there. So use those two principles to really keep things capped, keep things tight, and you will prove to yourself that your business can be hyper efficient and you can get so much more done in less time. Now, I want to come full circle though. When you start getting those minimums and boundaries sorted, you will have more time available to you. I don't want you to fill that with more projects, more tasks, and more things on your to-do list. I want you to use that time to really rest. Connect with your body, get out and stretch your legs, get out and roll in the grass. I don't care what it is, go for an ocean swim, whatever it might be, but your body and your brain need time and space for you to optimize your effectiveness. The more time and space I give my brain, the better I am at making great decisions and creatively solving problems. The more time and space I give to my body, the more energy I have, the more sustained energy I have, the more my body supports me in focusing that time on my business. So don't fill that time with more busy work. Use that time to really give your body and brain what they need in order to be optimized. So there you go. I have 3 things for you. Number 1, rest. 2, know your minimums. And 3, boundary up your time. And because I'm in the interests of efficiency, I'm not going to give you any homework from this. If you have any insights from this or you have any follow-up questions, just come and find me on Instagram or Facebook and send me a DM and I will personally answer your questions. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. Until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Bye for now. Would you like more tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your heart-centered business? Head to tashcorbin.com today.